year was 1972. Bruce Lee stood in the center of a Bangkok training hall, his body perfectly still, eyes fixed on the young Thai boy practicing ancient Muay Thai techniques in the corner. The boy was only 12 years old, but his movements carried a power that made even the legendary martial artist pause and watch. This child, Bruce whispered to his translator, he moves like he was born fighting. That young boy was Tony Jaa, and what Bruce Lee didn't know in that moment would change martial arts history forever, because 30 years later, that same boy would become the Ong Bak warrior who would make the world ask one impossible question. What if these two legends had actually fought? Before we dive into this incredible story, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss stories about the greatest martial arts legends. Trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. The legend of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist. He was a revolution. Born in San Francisco in 1940 and raised in Hong Kong, Bruce became the man who brought martial arts to the Western world. His movies like Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury weren't just entertainment. They were statements of pride, power, and respect for Asian culture. By 1972, Bruce was at the peak of his powers. He had created his own fighting style called Jeet Kune Do, which meant the way of the intercepting fist. His philosophy was simple but deadly. Take what works, throw away what doesn't, and be like water, adaptable to any situation. Bruce stood 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed only 135 pounds. But those who fought him said his punches felt like being hit by a car. His famous 1-inch punch could knock a man backward 6 feet. His speed was so incredible that cameras had to slow down just to capture his movements. The rise of Tony Jaa. Meanwhile, in a small village in northeastern Thailand, young Tony Jaa grew up watching Bruce Lee movies on an old television. He would practice every move he saw, jumping off roofs, kicking trees, doing whatever it took to match his hero's skill. But Tony had something Bruce didn't have. He was trained in Muay Thai, the ancient Thai boxing art, and Muay Baran, the even older warrior tradition of Thailand. These weren't just fighting styles. They were cultural treasures, passed down through generations. Tony's training was brutal. He would run for miles through jungle paths. He would kick banana trees thousands of times until his shins became as hard as steel. His teachers made him practice flying knee strikes by jumping over elephants. Yes, actual elephants. By the time Tony was 28 years old in 2003, he starred in Ong Bak, the Thai warrior, a movie that shocked the world. Unlike modern action films with wires and special effects, Tony did everything himself. When he jumped through a ring of barbed wire, that was real. When he used his knee to break through a windshield, that was real. When he fought 20 men in a restaurant, every punch, kick, and broken bone was real. The impossible dream. Martial arts fans around the world started asking the same question. What if Bruce Lee had lived longer? What if he could have met Tony Jaa? Who would win in a real fight? Bruce died mysteriously in 1973 at only 32 years old. Some said it was a brain problem. Others whispered about darker theories. But everyone agreed the world had lost someone special too soon. Tony, meanwhile, carried Bruce's torch into the new century. He studied Bruce's movies frame by frame. He incorporated Bruce's speed into his own explosive Muay Thai power. In a way, Tony became the student Bruce never had. The philosophical battle. To understand why a fight between Bruce Lee and Tony Jaa would have been so significant, you need to understand what each man represented. Bruce Lee believed in efficiency. No wasted movement. No unnecessary flash. His Jeet Kune Do style was about ending a fight in the shortest time possible with the least amount of energy. He studied boxing, fencing, and even wrestling, taking the best techniques from everywhere. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, Bruce famously said, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Tony Jaa, on the other hand, represented tradition and cultural pride. His Muay Thai wasn't just about winning fights. It was about honoring his ancestors, his teachers, and his country. Every flying knee strike carried the spirit of ancient Thai warriors. Every elbow strike was a prayer to his heritage. Tony once said in an interview, Muay Thai is not just fighting. It's respect. It's discipline. It's Thailand. So this wasn't just a question of who would win. It was a question of philosophy. Modern efficiency versus ancient tradition. Speed versus power. Innovation versus heritage. Analyzing their strengths. Bruce Lee's advantages. Bruce's speed was supernatural. People who sparred with him said they never saw his strikes coming. His famous stop hit technique meant he would hit you while you were still thinking about hitting him. His flexibility was incredible. He could do full splits easily and kick a light bulb off the ceiling without breaking it. His famous side kick could generate 400 pounds of force. Bruce was also a thinker. He studied every opponent, found their weaknesses, and exploited them without mercy. He kept detailed notes on different fighting styles and was constantly improving his techniques. Tony Jaa's advantages. Tony's power was devastating. His knees and elbows, the signature weapons of Muay Thai, could break ribs with a single strike. Muay Thai fighters were called the Art of Eight Limbs because they used fists, elbows, knees, and shins as weapons. Tony's conditioning was inhuman. He could fight for rounds without getting tired. His training in the Thai countryside made him tough in ways that gym training never could. Most importantly, Tony could take damage. Muay Thai fighters trained by getting hit repeatedly to build tolerance for pain. Bruce's strikes were fast, but could he generate enough power to stop someone who'd been conditioned to absorb punishment since childhood? The technical breakdown. Martial arts experts spent years debating this imaginary fight. Some created computer simulations. Others analyzed their movies frame by frame, measuring speed, power, and technique. Here's what they discovered. Speed test. Bruce Lee's straight punch took approximately 0.05 seconds from start to impact. Tony Jaa's flying knee took about 0.3 seconds. In pure speed, Bruce won easily. Power test. Bruce's 1-inch punch generated roughly 350 pounds of force. Tony's knee strike could generate over 800 pounds of force. In pure power, Tony won decisively. Endurance test. Bruce trained for functional strength and explosive power. His workouts were intense but short. Tony trained for hours every day, building cardiovascular endurance. In a long fight, Tony had the advantage. Experience test. Bruce fought in real street fights in Hong Kong as a teenager. He also competed in full-contact tournaments. Tony trained in traditional Muay Thai gyms, where fighters competed regularly. Both had real fighting experience, making this category even. The cultural impact. While fans debated who would win, both fighters changed the world in similar ways. Bruce Lee broke racial barriers in Hollywood. Before him, Asian actors played servants and villains. Bruce played heroes, strong, intelligent, and proud. He made it okay for Asian children growing up in America to dream big. Tony Jaa did the same for Thailand. Before Ong Bak, Thai cinema was unknown internationally. Tony's success made the world respect Thai culture and Muay Thai as a serious martial art. Both men also inspired millions to start training. Martial arts schools around the world reported huge increases in students after their movies came out. They proved that martial arts wasn't just about fighting. It was about discipline, respect, and improving yourself. The imaginary fight. Let's imagine this legendary battle actually happened. Here's how martial arts experts think it might have unfolded. Round 1, the testing phase. Bruce and Tony bow to each other with deep respect. This isn't about hatred. This is about honor. Bruce moves first, using his famous blitz attack, 3 punches and a side kick, in less than a second. But Tony isn't there. His Muay Thai training taught him to read body language, and he slips to the side. Tony counters with a traditional Muay Thai roundhouse kick aimed at Bruce's ribs. Bruce catches the kick and sweeps Tony's standing leg. Tony rolls and springs back up, smiling. This is going to be harder than he thought. They circle each other. Bruce notices Tony's stance, weight slightly forward, ready to explode with knee strikes. Tony notices Bruce's hands, constantly moving, creating angles, looking for openings. Round 2, Bruce's speed. Bruce decides to use his speed advantage. He launches a series of attacks, jabs, crosses, spinning back fists, all moving so fast they blur together. Tony can block some, but several punches get through, snapping his head back. The crowd gasps. Tony's nose is bleeding. Bruce's speed is overwhelming, but Tony doesn't retreat. Instead, he does something Bruce doesn't expect. He moves forward, accepting the punches, getting inside Bruce's range, where those long, fast strikes lose their power. Now Tony is in his world. Close range. Clinch fighting. This is where Muay Thai dominates. Round 3, Tony's power. Tony grabs Bruce in a Thai clinch, controlling his head with both hands. Bruce struggles, but Tony's grip is like iron. This is what Tony has trained for his entire life. Tony delivers a knee strike to Bruce's body, then another, and another. Each one sounds like a baseball bat hitting a side of beef. Bruce escapes the clinch using a Jeet Kune Do technique, spinning away and creating distance. He's hurt, holding his ribs, but his mind is already adapting. He's never faced this kind of power before. Round 4, the mental game. This is where Bruce's genius shows. He realizes he can't trade power with Tony, so he changes strategy completely. He starts moving more, using footwork to stay out of Tony's range. Every time Tony tries to close distance, Bruce hits him with stop kicks. Side kicks delivered the moment Tony steps forward, keeping him at bay. Tony is frustrated. His powerful strikes can't land if he can't reach his opponent. This is what Bruce meant by be like water, adapting to the situation. But Tony is also smart. He starts faking his forward movements, making Bruce throw stop kicks at empty air. This is the chess match within the fight. Round 5, mutual respect. After 30 minutes of the most technical, respectful fight anyone has ever seen, both fighters are exhausted. Bruce's ribs are bruised from Tony's knees. Tony's face is marked from Bruce's quick strikes. They're both champions. They're both warriors. And they both realize something important. This fight doesn't need a winner. They bow to each other one final time. Not as enemies, but as brothers in martial arts. The crowd erupts in applause that lasts for 10 minutes. The real victory. The truth is, there could never be a real winner in this fight. Both men represented the pinnacle of their styles. Both had dedicated their entire lives to martial arts perfection. Bruce Lee would have admired Tony's power and traditional dedication. Tony Jaa would have been amazed by Bruce's speed and innovative thinking. The real victory was the legacy they both left behind, showing the world that martial arts is about more than violence. It's about respect, discipline, and constantly improving yourself. What we learn from these legends. The imaginary fight between Bruce Lee and Tony Jaa teaches us several important lessons. Respect different approaches. Bruce and Tony had completely different styles, but both were effective. In life, we often argue about whose way is right, when the truth is, there are many paths to success. The key is finding what works for you and perfecting it. Continuous improvement. Neither Bruce nor Tony ever stopped learning. Bruce studied every martial art he could find. Tony trained every single day, even after becoming famous. They teach us that mastery is a journey, not a destination. Cultural pride. Both men were proud of their heritage. Bruce represented Chinese martial arts. Tony represented Thai traditions. They showed us that you can honor your roots while also learning from others. Physical preparation matters. Success in any field requires hard work. Bruce did thousands of punches daily. Tony mind over matter. The most important lesson is mental. Bruce said, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus." Tony proved this by doing stunts that everyone said were impossible. Your mind determines your limits. Their lasting impact. Today, decades after Bruce Lee's death and years since Tony Jaa's prime, their influence continues. Every time you see a martial arts movie with realistic fighting, that's Bruce Lee's influence. He proved audiences wanted to see real skill, not fake Hollywood choreography. Every time you see a Muay Thai gym in your neighborhood, that's partly Tony Jaa's impact. He made millions of people want to learn this ancient Thai art. Together, they showed the world that Asian martial artists are heroes, not sidekicks. They opened doors for generations of actors and fighters who came after them. The final wisdom. Perhaps the most beautiful thing about Bruce Lee and Tony Jaa is that they never needed to fight each other to prove their greatness. Their movies, their philosophy, and their dedication to excellence speak louder than any fight could. Bruce died young, but his ideas about martial arts efficiency and self-improvement continue to inspire millions. Tony Jaa became a monk later in life, showing that true martial arts mastery includes spiritual growth, not just physical power. If we could bring them together today, they wouldn't fight. They would train together, learning from each other, combining Bruce's innovative spirit with Tony's traditional wisdom. That's the real lesson. The best warriors don't seek to defeat others. They seek to improve themselves and inspire others to do the same. Did this story of two martial arts legends inspire you? Then smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss stories about the heroes who changed the world. Drop a comment below telling us, Team Bruce Lee or Team Tony Jaa? And share this video with someone who loves martial arts. Remember, a true warrior is not about perfection or victory. It's about dedication and respect for the art. That's the legacy of Bruce Lee and Tony Jaa, and that's a lesson we can all live by. See you in the next video where we'll explore more incredible stories of legends who inspired generations.